Hello, Nistas and Nistas. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm SavingsFashionista, and over here we do mainly things fragrance, whether it's body or home. And today we are here to talk fragrances, you guys. So I have some of the latest and some other fragrances that I was just really curious about. So I have like seven samples here, and I want to give you my thoughts about them. So if you're interested in hearing all about them, please stay tuned. So today we have seven samples, and I just want to talk to you very candid about how I feel about these samples. Now, I would say about four of them are really popular fragrances in the community that has been getting a lot of buzz, and quite a few of them are newly released fragrance for 2024. So went over to Twisted Lily and got these samples, and I really enjoy getting my samples from Twisted Lily or either Lucky Scents, but I do prefer Twisted Lily over Lucky Scents because the great thing about Twisted Lily, if they have them, they will send you the actual samples from the company itself, opposed to how Lucky Scents do theirs. Most all of their samples are decanted like within, I guess, their store or whatever, their boutique. And some of Twisted Lilies come like that also, because I've gotten them like this in the past as well. But I do love the both of those places for fragrance sampling. And another thing I also like for fragrance sampling, especially when it comes to videos, I prefer Twisted Lily also over Lucky Scents because Lucky Scents give you like a blotter. I don't particularly care for those when I'm testing fragrances for video content. I prefer a spray atomizer, and that's how Twisted Lilies come. So enough of all that. So let's just get right into it. So I have seven samples here, and we're going to start off with Amore Café. I think this was released either the latter part of 2023 or early 2024. I think it was kind of cold when I first heard about it, but this is from the house of Men Mancera. I always get Mancera and Montale mixed up, but this is from the house of Mancera. I'm going to put a picture so you can actually see the fragrance. But this is a very gourmand fragrance that I kind of felt like I would like based off the fragrance notes. So the fragrance notes, the top notes are black coffee, amaretto liquor. The hard notes are vanilla ice cream, a hint of speculoos, and the base notes are vanilla pods, brown sugar, and gray amber. So I have my fragrance strips here because when I got this last week, I did go ahead and spray them and start sampling them so I have a frame of reference. But what I do like about Twisted Lily sample strips, they give them to you like in this little postcard and give you like a little extra percentage off. It has, and I've gotten these in other discovery sets as well, but it has like love, still thinking, and not for me. So this is a good way to kind of like keep track of how you feel about the actual sample. So again, this is Amore Cafe by Mancera. So let's just refresh this. And like I said, this is definitely a gourmand fragrance. It is absolutely beautiful, you guys. This is definitely cold weather. I would not recommend wearing this in um the summertime or even the spring unless you live like in a colder climate, which would be fine. But for me and my climate, it's definitely fall, winter, and it smells so good, you guys. I thought that the coffee note would stick out a great deal. You do smell the coffee, but on initial spray of this, what stands out the most to me is the vanilla ice cream. And I think that that's going to be a very popular scent for us this fall and the upcoming winter, the vanilla ice cream note. I don't know exactly which vanilla that is when you get that vanilla ice cream note, but this is so good, you guys. You definitely can tell. I would label this as a vanilla fragrance more so than a coffee fragrance, although you do get a subtle whiff of coffee in here. And even on the dry down, because I particularly wanted to see how this dried down, even on my skin and the dry down, all I get is a sweet, creamy, beautiful vanilla. And it does have some depth to it. So I think that's where the coffee comes into play. It's not giving you a boozy type of depth, but you definitely can tell that there's some depth here in this fragrance. So Amore Cafe, when I initially scored it, I scored it as a love, and it is still a love. So I will be adding this to the fall winter wish list. All right, now moving on to the next one. The next one is a fragrance that I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about this house. I have had quite a few fragrance samples from this house over a year, maybe like a year and a half or so, that I got Twisted Lily sent me. But for some reason, this particular one was not a part of the little sample set that they sent me. And this is from the house of Thameen, and it's the standard Thameen bottle. They are so chic and beautiful. That royal blue is everything. But this is Blue Heart. I think this is one of their popular ones. I think the top three is like Peregrina, Patiala, and Blue Heart. These are three that I hear a lot about. Okay, so the top notes are saffron and coconut. Those are the notes that has always gotten me, that I was so intrigued about, the saffron and the coconut. The hard notes are vanilla, orris, and tonka bean. The base notes are amber, white musk, and nagar moth. I don't even know what that is. All right, so let's respray the card. And I already have my initial scoring on here. I'm gonna just spray my hand with this one because yes, 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 yes. All right, so now on initial spray, I do not get the saffron note. When that saffron, when a deep, rich saffron note, like in Baccarat Roots, you pick that up instantly. But this one, you don't really get an immediate saffron note. When I initially spray this, I get just powder, strictly powder. I don't know where this powder is coming from. I don't know if it's the amber mixed in with the auras and the vanilla. I can't quite tell you where the powder comes from on initial spray, but as the fragrance starts to develop on the skin, you do start smelling the saffron and just a little sweetness from the coconut. But this is definitely beast mode. Beast mode sexy. This fragrance is so sexy. And I think what makes it so sexy is because it is a well-balanced unisex fragrance. I would enjoy smelling this on myself and on my husband. I think I'm gonna like this better on my husband than on myself. This smells so good, you guys. Like I said, the saffron, it does eventually develop as you wear it, as I wear it on my skin, as well as the coconut. But on initial, I just get a burst of powderiness that just grows into something very sexy. This is a great fragrance. So all the hype that Blue Heart got, I now see and I now understand. Not that I thought that I would be disappointed, because they have quite a few fragrances that I really enjoy. But I mark this as a love it, and it is still a love it. So again, this is Blue Heart by Thameen. All right, the next one is from the house of Montale, and this is Bubble Forever. Now, Bubble Forever on their website, on the Montale website, it is sold out, but I do think that you can get this at Twisted Lily, so that kind of says a lot. It must be really popular somewhere because it's sold out on the Montale site. All right, so this is the Montale site. This is the Bubble Forever. And on this card, I have it, I didn't check it off. I just kind of like wrote the word like it. Because the options are love it, still thinking, not for me. All right, so let's talk about the scent notes. Now, the scent notes on the Montale site, they come like in a description form, but if you listen, you'll hear the scent notes. So here's their description. It says, discover Bubble Forever, an enchanting fusion of fresh orange blossom and the sweetness of pear, invoking the scent of bubblegum. Indulgence unfold in a gourmet symphony where vanilla, caramel, neroli, cinnamon, jasmine, rose, musk, and amber harmoniously blend, sculpting a pastel pink bubble of femininity. Oh, I like the way they, whoever the author is of that, who wrote that. All right, so again, on my card, I have it just as a like it. And I'm gonna spray it again. I do my main thing when I saw this fragrance was out, and I just wanted to know if it smelled like bubble gum. And if you don't know, did it say it had tuberose in it? But tuberose is normally that floral that will give you that bubblegummy scent. And as I remember, the first time that I sprayed it, I did get the bubble gum, but it's not like a kitty or a nostalgic type of bubble gum. It is definitely that tuberosy type of bubble gum, in my opinion. Now, I do pick up a little cinnamon in this, even on this card, that quickly. I can pick up the spiciness from the cinnamon and the neroli as well as the orange blossom. It is definitely there. I'm sure it's a double dose of it. And I don't really pick up a lot of rose, but I remember as this fragrance dried down, you do get that musk, which is always a great base and foundation, in my opinion, for fragrances. But I do think that this is a mature bubblegum type of fragrance. It kind of reminds me of Velvet Vanilla by Mancera, kind of similar to that, but it's not your kitty type of bubblegum fragrance like the bubblegum that you chew. It's not that, but it's a nice fragrance. I said that I like it. I don't really need to think about it. I don't know if this will ever be a purchase. I know it won't be a purchase anytime soon, but I do like it. It's decent. So if I was ever to see it at a really, really great price, I probably would add it to the collection. So again, that's Bubble Forever by Montale. All right. The next one is Love Delight. Now, I have been so excited about this fragrance because I saw my girl AI the Great give her thoughts on this fragrance, and she's one of the ones that don't particularly care for guidance. And I get it. I understand because guidance had to grow on me. So I was really excited about this because she said this is more likable for her. And of course, she has great taste. And this one I also wrote on it too. And let's talk about the notes in Love Delight. Top notes: ginger, mandarin, rose, water, and cinnamon. Heart notes: heliotrope, jasmine, rose. Base notes: vanilla, cocoa, rum, and absolute. All right, rum absolute. Sorry about that. This fragrance is super feminine. It's a super feminine fragrance. I do think that this is one of those fragrances that could be signature scent or easy to wear. I do think that it is more crowd pleasing. That's just my opinion. It is a little bit more crowd pleasing than Guidance. And I can see how you could really enjoy this opposed to not really enjoy Guidance or liking the both of them. And it's pretty. I don't think that this is one that I want to pay full price, the $360 for. But if I got it at a good price, I possibly, would consider adding it to the collection. But it's a pretty fragrance. It really is. I do think that I will probably like Guidance, what is it, Guidance 46 better, because I just really, really enjoy that Guidance DNA. Not to say that this wouldn't change, but I can't see myself really getting this right now as we are moving into the fall. It will probably be something that I will keep on my wish list and possibly add it when spring come around again. But the florals in here, I'm going to have to really spend some time with it, because there are definitely some florals in here that I feel could be a little off-putting for me, because some florals I don't like. But it does have a very strong ginger note in it. I do like that about it. And it's nice. I like it. I just like it. So, like I said, this was on my wish list because I just felt like I would just be madly in love with it. But it's just a like for me right now. And the olfactory senses, they change, and you just change. So right now it's just a like it. So again, that is Guidance Love Delight. Next up is a fragrance from the house of Maison Crivelli. This fragrance was released this year, and I think they've come out with another one too. But this is Tubéreuse Astrale, and it comes in the orange bottle like the Hibiscus Mahajad. So the fragrance notes in Tubéreuse Astrale are cinnamon, tuberose, osmanthus, vanilla, and musk. You guys, I have still thinking here. When I initially sampled this fragrance, it really woke up the senses in my nose. When I say this is strong, this is strong. So I've seen a couple content creators talk about how strong this is. And Maison Crivelli fragrances are just eternity lasting anyway. And this fits the DNA. This is one of those very mature florals, in my opinion. Um, it's not like Hibiscus Mahajad. Because Hibiscus Mahajad is mainly like a rose. You definitely pick up the tuberose and the osmanthus in here. I don't get a whole lot of the gourmand's note like the cinnamon and the vanilla. For some reason, I'm not picking those up. I do get a little spiciness from the cinnamon, but as far as just smelling it as I wear, I pick up nothing other than floral. So this is a very strong floral fragrance, but it's something about it that I like. I can't quite explain to you or put it in words, but it's just something unique about it that I like. Very floral. So if you're into heavy florals, you would definitely like this. But I'm still thinking. I don't know. I don't even think I've put this on the wish list. I don't know if this will ever make it to the wish list or I get a full size bottle, but who knows. But right now, I would say I'm still thinking. Um, I just I'm indifferent about it. Let's just say that. All right, so again, that is Tuberose Austral by Maison Crivelli. All right, now let's get down to the vanillas. All right, this next vanilla, you guys, this vanilla was mind blowing. And I accidentally pressed the button for this, but I did see it right before I checked out. And I was going to delete it out of my cart. Then I went over to Lucky Sense to cross reference it, because sometimes they do have some great reviews on their site. So I went over there to cross reference it, and I'm glad that I do have this, because this is a good one. But this is Vanilla Park by Maison Tahiti. Now, like I said, never really heard of this company. I think I've seen the bottles like on my timeline or something like that, but never really looked into it. All right, so let's get into the fragrance notes of Vanilla Park. It has fragrance notes of whole wood, heliotrope, tangerine, vanilla, vanilla absolute, benzoin, cotton candy, coconut milk, and Cyrex. I think Cyrex is some type of resin. But this is the little packaging. As you can see, this is a love it. Mm. This is like a carnival in a bottle, you guys. This is so good to me. That vanilla absolute in here, it is so rich. You do get a little tardiness from the tangerine, but that vanilla absolute, and I'm sure the benzoin is playing in with that as well to give it such depth. And the cotton candy is what really makes it a good time. This is so good, so unique, very unique. I don't own a vanilla fragrance that smells like this. So I get it when you are a true vanilla girly and you have about 50 vanillas. I can see how all of them have their own personality and they're different because this is definitely a different type of vanilla, one that I don't think I've ever smelled anything quite like this. It is really nice. Like I said, what I get mainly out of this is that vanilla absolute. It is so deep, very deep in that cotton candy, but it's still something really fun. It gives me like carnival vibes. It doesn't give me like foodie gourmand. It doesn't remind me of something that I can eat, although I do smell the cotton candy because I think that benzoin and that resin that is in here, it doesn't make it like you want to consume it. It's not consumable desired, but it is absolutely good. This is a good vanilla, and this is a very affordable fragrance too. I think you can get like a 50 mil for like $120. But in doing my little research over there on Lucky Scents, I saw that they also have another vanilla that is pretty popular, but I like this one. And although it gives you carnival vibes and you know you could possibly wear this in the summertime, I would only wear it at night because like I said, it's something very rich and deep in here that I really, really enjoy. This is good. Very unique. So again, this is Vanilla Park by Maison Tahiti. All right, and the last one. I must say this is probably the number one fragrance that made me just go ahead and do this sample set um, or sample haul because I was just so curious about this one. And it is none other than Vanilla Powder. Vanilla Powder by, who is this by? This is company Matiere Premier. And yes, this one has gotten a lot of publicity in the fragrance world. And I could not wait to get my nose on it. So I finally have it here in hand. And it has fragrance notes of vanilla absolute, coconut powder, white musk, and Palo Santos. So let's just respread again. And just out of curiosity, I just put still thinking. This is very familiar to me, in my opinion. Um, this is not a unique vanilla. It, I've smelled this vanilla somewhere before. Actually, it's giving me remnants of that vanilla skin that's by Fleur that I sent back that I just did not enjoy. But this is not my favorite type of vanilla. Although there is something in here that I'm like, it's a little soapiness in here, and that makes me like, this could be interesting. But on initial, the vanilla that you just get from this, it's I'm just not getting what it has been hyped up to be. Maybe I'm just late, I'm just late to the party. Um, Maybe I'll get it. I don't know, because like I said, things do change, but I this ain't what I thought it was gonna be. Maybe I would be a little bit more impressed by this had I not accidentally got this ordered this other one that I am really, really enjoying. But to me, this gives me more of a just a basic vanilla with like a soapy clean undertone. That's what I get from this vanilla powder. And that Palo Santos is probably what's giving me that. But Palo Santo is woody. I don't know where I'm getting that soapiness or that clean from. It could be the musk. I'm not sure. But like I said, it's not as hyped as it's not what I was anticipating it to be. Like I said, maybe had I not gotten this other one that I'm just really, really liking. I mean this in a shady way. These are just my subjective opinions. It's kind of basic to me. Like I said, maybe things will be different as it, because I am hot, as it gets cooler. But I thought that this was more of a year-round type of vanilla. I'm just not vibing with it at this very moment. And it could be because I've been swayed by this vanilla part that is so unique. But vanilla powder, we're going to have to give that another try in about a couple of months to just see, if I catch on to the hype. So, you guys, I want to thank you so much for coming back. I greatly appreciate you. If you've tried any of these fragrances, let me know what you think about them in the comments. Or if you own them, let me know what you think about them in the comments. So, the only one that I had that was just, well, I had two. That was a love. That was Blue Heart, and it was also the vanilla part. So, those are still like top 10 on the wish list that I do hope to add to the collection at some point soon. And the other ones, they are just alike, or I'm just still thinking about it. I didn't have any that I would just say it's not for me, not in this bunch. But I think that oh, I had another love too. That was Amore Cafe. I definitely want that for fall, winter. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so very much for coming back to the channel. I greatly appreciate you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.